Well, you got here quick. I owe you.
No problem.
What do you reckon?
Well, if he was sleeping rough, it could be exposure.
Yeah, well, I thought that, but if he's sleeping rough, where's all his other stuff? Just a man in a bag in the open.
He does look a bit plonked down, doesn't he?
He does.
Hold on. Yeah, we've got some bruising here.
Is there?
Yep.
Oh, OK. I better break the news. Have you met the new DI?
New to the station or newly promoted?
Both. A rising star, apparently.
Oh, someone to hitch your wagon to.
Nah, you know I'm not like that. In fact, I'm only here covering somebody on sick.
Ah, always the bridesmaid.
Sure I can't tempt you to a tiny sausage?
Positive.
Hardly the best start to a working day.
Well, given the health directives that put sausages and bacon on a par with asbestos...
Oh, a load of rubbish. Sooner or later someone warns you everything gives you cancer. No harm in the odd treat or two.
Hey.
Oh, here's my two big boys.
Morning.
Hi, guys. Are you all ready for playgroup?
Well, must he? Couldn't he have a day with Grandma?
Well,
You won't take the day off to be with me.
not won't, Mum, can't.
I'll be kicking my heels round here. Joe could show me his favourite animals in the zoo. Oh.
No. He's got a routine to maintain. He starts school next week. Besides, he's going to see all his little friends at summer activities.
All the better for one day of free-range fun, then, before he moves from one straitjacket to the other.
We do have everything planned out for Joe, Mum. Sorry.
Childhood was never this regimented when you were growing up.
This looks great.
Dig in, there's plenty more. Oh, no one worried about lead paint back then. We'd never even heard of E-numbers, let alone death trap sausages.
Boss, this is Jimmy Clay, one of our FMEs.
What's up, Doc? So, is that guy one of the Walking Dead?
Oh, I can confirm life extinct.
No, any indication this is nothing more than another dead homeless person?
Don't. It's a suspicious death, so you don't want to risk contamination.
I can do without the explaining, Doc. Not my first time on the Dodgems.
As you can see, there's bruising to the face.
Yeah. Better get a tent up then. Doesn't look right somehow, like he's fallen off the back of a lorry. We've got tyre tracks over there.
Yeah, so...
I want them recorded and a sweep of the area. Uniform said you get a lot of dog walkers around here, so I want them kept away too.
Right, I'll get some more people out.
And tell everyone to watch their step, because of another kind of contamination. Some of the dog walkers aren't picking up after themselves.
No, we finish at 2, so shall we say 2:15? OK, great. We'll see you there. Bye.
We?
Lunch at the Icon.
Morning.
You are so whipped.
Well, we've said no to everything else. You'll come, won't you?
If only to stop her force-feeding you the other half of the pig you had for breakfast.
Trouble in paradise.
Daniel's mother. She turns our whole routine upside down.
Yes, she can be a bit of a challenge, but we don't see her that often, so...
Heavens for that small mercy.
Zara?
Although, why now? It's not like her to turn up uninvited.
I don't know.
Because it's easier to ask permission before than apologise after.
What?
Daniel's mother. She turns up uninvited because she knows if she asked your permission, you'd say no.
That sounds about right.
Morning. Oh, you're chipper.
I feel fantastic. We made tons of money at the fair. Everyone had a brilliant time, but best of all, we were Team Mill.
Yay for us.
Yeah, weren't we though? A team. We achieved something that we couldn't have done as individuals. And I, for one, feel very blessed to work here.
Morning.
Oh, you got a sec?
Yeah, what's up?
Emma. She's had a rough couple of days.
Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, but she's on a real downer this morning. I think it's hit her harder than she's letting on.
Oh, thanks for the heads up. I'll sort something.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Right, dazzle me. Slapped a bow on this dead puppy yet?
No, not yet. I'm just going through missing persons. How do you get on with the pathologist?
Well, she estimates he's been dead for 48 hours, and he was totally naked inside that sleeping bag.
Oh, so where's his clothes?
Stolen, maybe? But if he was homeless, why take them off?
Well, you wouldn't, would you? So that makes that less likely.
Deceased is approximately 50 weird little circular marks either side of his forehead with traces of what could be adhesive on them.
Adhesive?
Something sticky, anyway.
Cause of death?
Pending more tests, initial findings are that the deceased has a cervical fracture with cord trauma and a spinal subdural, so, in other words, a broken neck.
Could be a fall.
Called that. Ta-da, I'm on fire today.
Got him. Gregory Wallace, Parlour Road.
Mrs. Denby.
Thank you. Miss Pittman, would you mind coming into my office during the lunch break? There is something I would like to discuss with you.
Of course, I'm all yours.
Well, thank you.
Earmarked. It's only a matter of time.
Until what?
Until my organisational skills were spotted. Recent events have given them a chance to shine.
Right.
Yeah, Mrs. Tenby will want to get exclusive rights to my talents. I will be a permanent fixture before long. No more timesheets. I will soon be your full-time teammate.
Can't be good for you being at the beck and call of work the whole time.
We have demanding jobs.
Yeah, it can get a bit overwhelming at times. So, what do we have? The chicken is always good, and the Thai noodles.
No, I'm here. I'm not sure how hungry I am.
That'll be the large breakfast. Oh, excuse me, yes. I'll have the tuna salad, please, with no dressing and a mineral water.
Is that all? Hardly enough to fuel a working day.
I manage on it just fine.
I'll have the noodles.
And for me.
Thank you.
So, what'd you get up to this morning?
Oh, I had a bit of a tidy round. I was looking at your living room. Do you not think it's a bit stark?
In what way?
Maybe you could rethink the colour scheme. Some brighter shades might make the rooms look cosier. I suppose if you're both used to it. Ah, things can become habits so easily.
It's not that.
It's like the way we dress. It's okay to find a style that suits and stick with it, but sooner or later it becomes a bit samey. You've always favoured plain design, Zara. Ever thought of more patterns or pastels?
Oh, thank goodness. I'm going to have to go. This is an email from the consultant at St. Phil's.
Well, what about lunch?
Could you just get it to go, please? I've been trying to set up this conference call with him for over a week.
Oh, well, you'll have to make do with boring old Mum.
There's no doubt it's him.
We will need you to make a formal identification, Mrs. Wallace, but he matches the description.
I keep thinking he's going to walk through that door with some silly story.
But you don't have to do it right now.
No, I want to. I need to see for myself. How did he die?
We don't know that yet.
Of course. When I hadn't heard anything, that's what you're afraid of hearing.
Come in.
Only me.
Miss Pittman, please take a seat.
Can I just say, everyone is talking about the summer fair. They're all asking if it's going to be an annual event.
Yes, well, it does seem to have caught on. And through all your personal tribulations, you have contributed a great deal to it. So it is with great sadness that I have to say. Because you are employed through the agency, your hourly rate is too high for us to sustain. So I'm afraid we have to end your employment. This is not a reflection of your work, and I know that Mr. Harker did retain you through your illness.
Yes, I know that was unusual.
Yes. Well, the money came from a discretionary fund, which has long since run out.
What if I had a word with the agency?
No, I have already spoken to them at length. They are very fixed on their terms. I am so sorry.
I know it's not personal. I am a luxury item in times of austerity.
Sorry, I didn't know you were...
We're finished.
Miss Pittman.
Bad time.
No, there was never really going to be a good time.
This one happened an hour ago.
Has Dr. Carter seen this?
I don't know.
We're treating your husband's death as suspicious.
Is that why I couldn't touch him? What actually happened?
We don't know. That's what we're trying to find out. Did you say where he was going?
Did he owe any money?
No. Well, at least not that I know about. We're not reckless or extravagant with cash.
What did he do, Mrs. Wallace?
He's a He was an accountant. His own business.
Can you remember what he was wearing?
What he was found wearing, I suppose.
We didn't find any clothes at the scene.
I don't understand. He was naked. Was he robbed?
We don't know if that's the case, but we'd like to rule it out. Why don't we take you back home, Mrs. Wallace, and try and determine what he was wearing? Is there anyone who can be with you?
My sister? There isn't really anyone else anymore.
This medical practice in a quiet Leatherbridge suburb is where Dr. Emma Reed, the Black Widow, has been employed in recent years. Her career dogged by controversy.
I can't believe that I trusted Michael Dunaway.
And to call Dr. Reed the Black Widow, this is beyond decency. And to accompany his word with pictures from the fair.
Yeah, especially since she wasn't there.
It makes us look that we are unconcerned about what happened.
The worst kind of muckraking hyperbole.
Oh, poor Dr. Reed.
I don't know why he left his watch and ring at home. At least they weren't stolen. I think there's a blue shirt missing. His favourite.
Oh, could it be in this laundry basket, Mrs. Wallace?
No, I did my washing yesterday. Trying to keep myself busy.
In this bag? Oh.
Here. I went to a hen night. Oh, you know, young girls. I won some inappropriate things.
Don't worry about it. My wife used to think it was funny to bring pink furry handcuffs back from hen do's.
I can't believe it. The PC downstairs said you're looking for evidence. Really? Right now? Can't you imagine how upsetting this is?
It's all right, Claire. It must be done.
Where'd they come from, Pen?
Hen night. I was just telling the sergeant.
What car did your husband drive, Mrs. Wallace?
Oh, I've got it. Mine's in for repairs, so he loaned me his. That's why I came here Sunday. It was the last time I saw him.
This may sound like an odd question, but did you ever go camping?
Never.
Not the outdoor type, then?
Is this relevant?
Might be. Probably not.
What, because he was found outdoors?
Oh, God, Claire! I can't stand to think of it!
Sorry.
Look, I don't know what I was wearing. My mind is a blank. It was evening, so it was something casual.
It's not as if she gave me any warning. Coffee?
Me?
You are the only other person here.
Yeah, but I know you making me coffee.
Well, what's wrong with that?
No, I mean, yeah, thanks. So, how does Daniel feel about it?
Oh, I wouldn't know. He's disappeared under her thumb.
You know, mothers, nothing's right for their family unless they're the one who's doing it. I mean, you control everything that happens to Joe.
Control?
Bad choice of wording. I mean, you wouldn't let anyone else make any important decisions for him.
Joe is a child. This is about a grown man being treated like one by his... You know what? Thank you.
What for?
Allowing me to get it out of my system. It's good to have a colleague I can vent with.
Yep, got it. Any surprises? Great, thanks for doing that so fast. Really appreciate it. Right. Interim reports arrived. How'd you get on with the Wailing Widow?
Oh, she's not 100% sure what he was wearing. She reckons it was something casual, maybe jeans and a blue shirt.
Well, it's looking like the cause of death was a neck fracture, pending further tests with bruising consistent with a fall.
Multiple abrasions. Naked? Oh, thanks, we already knew that. Oh, wait a minute. Already in the bag at time of injury.
So, in the bag when he died, not put in after.
Maybe they forced him to take his clothes off, made him get back into the bag and then did him over then.
Right, next course of action. We go to all the known homeless person sites, and if we're lucky, we'll find a hobo wearing the dead man's clothes.
Yeah. Boss! That's not the first time I've seen that today.
Oh, nice lunch.
Fine, thank you.
You should have stayed. We went shopping.
So I see. My salad?
In the fridge.
Thank you.
Oh, don't rush off. I've got some things here for Joe. Have a look. And hold on.
Lovely.
Oh, good.
Daniel said it was your favourite boutique. I was worried you wouldn't like it.
For me?
Soon as I saw it, I thought of you.
First thing Mum said when she saw it, I can see Zara in this.
That's very generous of you.
You need to be a little less winter in your wardrobe. It can be ageing.
Really?
I'll pop it on a padded hanger when I get home. Right, mustn't get in the way. I'll show you everything else tonight. Bye.
See you.
Winter?
Oh, come on. She's trying. Meet her halfway at least.
How long is she here for, has she said?
She spoke about spending quality time with Joe, and Isabel's coming at the weekend.
Sergeant, surprise. I was just saying to Pen how nice you were to deal with. Really sensitive to her grief.
Is your sister here?
Sure.
Can we go inside? No. Back to. Chop chop.
It's just one of Gregory's things.
We just need to be totally sure about a few things.
Hand it over, or I'll arrest you for obstruction.
Let them have it, Claire. Just come in. No one needs to see this.
Looks like Gregory was naked when he left this house. Nipples to the wind, ladies.
No watch, no ring, no clothes. And I bet if we looked hard enough, we'd find his wallet as well.
It must have been stolen.
Let your sister speak, please.
He did leave here.
But was that his choice? Did your husband die here, Penelope?
No.
Because the pathologist found glitter on his body, on his shoulders, his face, his lips. Did you hug him one last time?
We'll be checking these for a match, Mrs. Wallace.
Why don't you tell us what happened?
Was it premeditated? Did he make you do things you didn't want to? Was he abusive?
He wasn't abusive, ever. He loved me. It was awful love.
Penelope.
I can't bear this. They can think what they like. We'll bring him back.
There you are. We're opening up in a minute. You shot off after your meeting with Mrs. Tenby. You've been here all this time. What's wrong?
We were very happy in our lives. Settled. Gregory was successful, respected, big in our local community, fundraising, that sort of thing.
So where did it start to go wrong?
It didn't. We were never very fulfilled in the bedroom. It all got predictable.
Is that what this is about? You were trying to change that?
Whenever he was in the mood, he used to say, "Will you walk into my parlour?" said the spider to the fly. That's what started it. It was exciting. All the dressing up, being someone else. Only I didn't like the idea of becoming a fly. And I really hate spiders. We chose to be a butterfly and a caterpillar instead. He said how lovely I looked. Always called me his Midlands beauty. He'd make his way up to my parlour, crawling up the stairs. It wasn't easy, but that was part of the game. The anticipation. Waiting for the moment when he'd inch into the room and seduce me. Then he slipped and fell. And he couldn't break his fall because his arms were inside the bag.
So that's it. A sex game gone wrong. It was an accident.
Why didn't you call for an ambulance?
I knew that he was dead. I was so ashamed at the thought of having to explain everything.
So you and your sister just dumped his body like an old mattress?
Don't! Please! I panicked. It was private. like sex is supposed to be in a marriage. I loved him. I was just so embarrassed for the both of us.
Mrs. Wallace, didn't you realise that once the body was found that we would ask you questions?
I didn't think it through. I feel terrible. I held him, but I kept thinking it's all my fault. If I didn't hate spiders, he wouldn't have been a caterpillar. He'd have been a spider and still alive.
Oh, hang on. Do you want me to do that for you? You know, return the favour.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah, so Daniel introduced me to his mother earlier. She said I looked too young to be a GP and that she was going to cook me a proper home-cooked meal while she was here.
How sweet.
Yeah. And then she went on and on about all the things she was planning to do with Joe and Izzy.
Really? Okay. Outsider's opinion. Marion's never been one for indulging the grandchildren before. So, why the sudden about-face? In your own time?
I don't know, guilt?
And there's something she's not saying, I'm sure of it.
Oh, money problems.
Well, not after today's shopping spree. She either wants something, or... Could she be ill?
Seriously?
It's not just a family visit, I'm sure of it. She wants to indulge them, get them to see her in a certain light. While there's still time?
You really think she's dying?
Something like that.
Sure that's not just wishful thinking?
I nearly didn't answer the door. I thought you might be another journalist. The phone hasn't stopped ringing.
Yeah, I was hoping to get you to warn you about that.
Yes, well, they just want a response to the latest.
It's total trash. It's not worth considering.
Isn't it? Well, they have every right to say those things. It's no more than I've been thinking.
You have? Why?
Well, I blame myself. Why shouldn't others?
Didn't you think there'd be consequences?
I'm not denying it was wrong. But she was half mad with grief and with guilt.
Whose idea was it to move the body?
I think we just sort of arrived at it. There's no plan. I did try making her see sense. If only she hadn't been so worried about what the neighbours think. It's a load of rubbish. How serious is it? You won't be too hard on her. It's just a tragic accident. She needs sympathy, not locking up.
Conspiracy to pervert the course of justice won't get a lot of sympathy for either of you.
The CPS will decide the course of action because a crime has been committed.
The press are going to have a field day either way. Insecticide committed during kinky sex romp.
The system's there for a reason. Ultimately, it's the judge's decision.
Yeah. Partly based on my medical opinion of the situation. And I supported the family being kept together, and look what happened.
You couldn't have known.
Well, I'm supposed to.
Well, no one could. You can't blame yourself.
And as for what he said about Sam and Howard...
Yeah, well, he was way out of line saying that.
Maybe. But it's made me realise how wrong my judgment was, and maybe it's always been.
Look, you're only being this hard on yourself because it was such a negative portrayal.
Well, there are no positive ones.
Anyone would feel that way if someone spoke like that about us.
Thank you. Your psych evaluation has been noted.
Just give it time, okay? You'll see things differently.
There is nothing that can be redeemed from this.
Oh, come on.
I think you should go, Jimmy. The Black Widow has spoken. Please.
Rob.
Boss, can this wait? There's somewhere I need to be.
Well, I just wanted to say good call today. That was a really, really weird case, but you put the pieces together.
You'd have got there.
Something up?
Well, now you've asked. Yeah. There's been times today when I think you've been out of line.
You what?
Some of the comments that you've made. Wrong approach.
Oh, God.
And laughing at Mrs. Wallace in her interview.
How could you not laugh? Dressing as a caterpillar to get your leg over. You know, they say comedy is tragedy that happens to others.
Is it?
Yeah. And it can't get more tragic.
No, maybe. But I just think you need to be a little bit careful, boss. because you could have a long career ahead of you,
Glad to hear it.
provided you learn some people skills.
Look, very smart.
What have you got there?
New business cards.
Practice manager, Mrs. W. Tembe. No.
What?
Well, she's gone to all the expense of having these printed, and meanwhile she's banging on about budget cuts and paperless environment. I suppose everyone's laughing behind my back, aren't they? Valerie, the punchline, again. How much do those cost then?
Miss Pittman.
With all the fancy lettering, I bet they cost more than 30 pieces of silver. Do you know, everyone acts like Anthony was a snake in the grass now he's gone, but he bent over backwards to look after me. And now
money
look
was
at me,
from a-
fighting fit but under the yoke of a new regime that puts style over substance. If I'm not good enough for you, you just have to say. So I
certainly not the
supported
case.
you from the start with the fair. No demand too trivial, everything you ask, but nothing I do is good enough.
Right, so that's it. Over to the CPS first thing.
You gotta feel sorry for her. There you can see the funny side.
No, not you at all.
It's chaos theory, isn't it? Chain of events started by the beat of a butterfly wing.
Come on, we're going to be late for Kim's visit.
I've had a very long, weird day.
I thought you'd gone.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to update Mrs. T about Emma.
Not good.
No, Miss Pittman, please come back into my office.
What, so you can save face? There aren't any patients here. Don't worry, you won't look bad.
My hands are tied.
When it comes to profit margins, I'm not the only thing to go, am I? First thing you got rid of, with obscene haste, is your Christian charity.
Does this mean you can finally come downstairs?
No. It means that we're going to go out and get drunk.
I just think that we should do everything we can to make Marian's time with us as happy as it can possibly be.
Why did you have a reputation as a liar, Kim?
What? Didn't leave her alone.
Did you lie about what had happened?
Stop it.
What does a girl have to do to get a drink around here?
The afternoon drama continues here on BBC1 with a courthouse encounter to